lightweight, comfortable, handcrafted rockin' leather boots. Made to work all day and be out all night. Check them out. rockinleather.com.
Winter Productions, content creation company that is here to tell your story, whether it's about the love of your life or capturing the chance of a lifetime. We are here to tell your story. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Life Between the Volleys, brought to you by Rockin' Leather, Dirty Duck, Rixie Outdoors, KES Waterfowlers, and Winter Productions. And I am your host, Nathan Winterstein. And all I got to say is this morning I was drinking some cinnamon teal with my wife, and it was delicious. So make sure you check out Dirty Duck Coffee. And tonight we are going to be enjoying a fun conversation with a very interesting person, and we're gonna get into how me and him met and some pretty funny stuff about that. And we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna give him a call in a second. His name's Jarrell from Ohio. We kind of met through mutual friends, so I'm gonna give him a call real quick, and we'll hop over and chit chat with him.
What's going on, man?
How's it going, man? How are you doing tonight?
Good. Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, cool. Yeah.
Yep. Man, this is we've needed to do this for a while. I need your number to talk to you about a couple things anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
Which we're going to get into tonight.
Right.
I'm just going to start cuz you're a very interesting person, if I may say. Because we met, and then I didn't know who you were on a duck hunt.
Right.
And then I found out who you were later on, and I was like, I could have bugged the crap out of this guy the whole entire time we hunted. Like, we weren't shooting anything, but I mean, I could have gave him 1,000 questions.
Right.
So let's kind of give a quick little background, if you were to give yourself like a little 2-minute biography about who you are, and I'll see what you leave out because you're an interesting person.
Yeah. So I feel like I do everything. So my day job is I work at State Farm, and then I am the offense coordinator at Southgate High School. So that takes up a lot of my time as well. I try to run my own hunting channel, and I also play music. So I spend a lot of my weekends playing guitar with my band. So I do. That's basically a lot about me.
Yeah, so I don't know where to start here. First, for all the people that are listening to this from like my area, yes, he is from Southgate. Yes, I will speak to him. Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day where like that was our rival, our out-of-state rival.
Yeah.
Was you all?
Where'd you go to school?
Buffalo. So I went to Buffalo.
Buffalo, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Y'all probably stomp a mud hole in them now, so I ain't gonna say shit. Ain't gonna say shit. Can't talk about the old days when the current days suck.
Right.
Yeah, man. So we met on a duck hunt, and I don't know where to start. Let's start with how you got into duck hunting and stuff. Like, because I mean, you're fairly new at this, right? I'm thinking you're like second year.
Last year was my first full year duck hunting. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is like last year was like the first, like, so I'm about 4 years ahead of you. So just go ahead and cash a bunch of checks away because they're all gone.
Yeah. So 2 years ago in January, I told my dad, I was like, "Hey, let's try duck hunting. Like, it can't be that hard, right?" Because like we spent our whole life deer and turkey was mainly squirrel here and there. I was like, "Dad, let's just try duck hunting." So we tried duck hunting the last like 3 weeks of the season in 2022, and we had no idea what we were doing. We were sitting out in the middle of a swamp, like. We thought we were in good cover, and then light came, and we're like, they could see us, like we don't know what we're doing. Like, my dad was looking around, like, oh yeah, we're good, but no, we were not good. And then we got pretty serious about it. I ended up getting a duck dog. He actually went out and bought a duck boat. We're like, we're going to get serious about this. So last year was our first full year duck hunting. And I went with you with Austin. And
Yeah, that productive.
It really didn't really get good until the last 3 weeks of season here. I think we ended up killing like 135 ducks between like 8 or 9 of us the last 3 weeks. So
yeah, it did not get good till the end, and it was.
yeah.
And then you had to play with the water level. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
And the water level got interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun the last few weeks. So I think we're starting to get it figured out. We're not quite there, but we're getting it figured out.
Yeah, man, it's definitely like a very interesting thing. And like the hunt we went on, which you have got to shoot some birds I've never got to shoot, which are some teal, which I'm dying to shoot.
Yeah, teal was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was the hunt I was on with you guys. We were supposed to be shooting teal, I think. And yeah, I didn't see a single teal. Yeah. I walked really far and seen a lot of wood ducks. I mean, that's right. Basically what it comes down to. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the waterfowl hunting. It's a camaraderie too. Like, I mean, it's so much fun. It sucks you in so fast. You said your dad went and bought a boat. Like, I mean, that's how I was. Like, I mean, I hunted my first year, kind of like you guys did, and then immediately went and bought a boat for some.
Right.
And now since then I've bought 3 boats, but your dad went out and bought the right brand to start with.
Right.
It took me 3 tries to get there. I have your number. I'll send you a picture on Friday. You can show your dad. I've got 2 Excels sitting in my driveway right now, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because another boy I hunt with has an Excel, and it's an older one. Oh,
yeah.
Man, we are rewiring this thing. It is a job right now.
Yeah. Well, those Excels are nice.
Dude, they're quite nice. But you guys got the Viper like him, I think they're called, with the outboards.
Yeah, I think his is a 2023 or something like that.
Yeah, so me and him's got the same. We actually probably have the same year model, actually.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I love them. Sweet boats. They're.
Yeah, he uses his for his fishing club too.
Yeah, I know, which is crazy.
He actually made a live well in the boat.
Dude, I need. Oh man, I need to show your dad. Yeah. I'll send you videos of the live well on Nick's boat. It was like made and put in factory. It had to be factory installed, but it's through haul through the bottom is the fill and the let out, and it is sketchy a little. It's a little sketchy. I want to grind it and take it away, and he's a little scared to let me take a grinder to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just ground off a couple welds and it's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Won't hurt. No, man. So let's jump over to what is it like? I mean, how long have you been coaching?
So I started coaching like a year after I got out of high school. So I think this would be like my 5th or 6th year fully coaching.
Yeah.
It's my 3rd year down in South Gallia, so this is my 3rd year at as the offense coordinator down there.
Where'd you start out at?
So I went to OU right after I got out of high school. So my old high school coach coached at Alexander up there.
Okay.
So I was a quarterback coach there in 2015, and then I came back to Galplis in 2021, and was the middle school head coach, and then I took the job in 2022 down in South Gallia.
Yeah,
so
man.
This is my 5th year coaching. Yeah.
I've got a nice little facility down there. I actually looked at it a couple months back. I was over there with Austin. He took me over and showed it to me. Because when I was there, like, we played on the hill flat. Now it's got a building on it and stuff.
Yeah, that's our practice field now.
Yeah, it was a game field back in the day. Back in the old day.
I remember going to games there and watching.
Yeah,
it's a nice facility.
Yeah, and so the reason why, let's say you're kind of know your thing or two about football, you have one notable win under your belt, correct? One you want like credit for, because I would tell everyone. You're married now, but I would
every time someone comes to my office, my boss makes it a point to tell this story, and it's something to brag about at like cookouts and stuff. Like I go to a lot of Bengals games, so.
I'd totally wear like a. Do you have a jersey or like stuff from your like? I'd throw something at him. So we what we're getting at is he may or may not have beat an NFL quarterback one time in a football game.
Yeah, Joe Burrow was 29-1 in the regular season as a starter, and my team was the one. So
Hey, I mean, that's all it takes is one, right?
that's all it
It's
takes.
one to
So
make you famous. Don't matter.
it's like I said, it's something to brag about at cookouts. So
Yeah, and that's like the joke. Like, yeah, it's awesome you beat him, but like, I mean, it's
yeah,
one of those things where it's like, like when we got done hunting that day, like everyone was like, yeah, he beat like Joe Burrow one time in a football game. I was like, why did we not discuss this? I'd have been
yeah,
all over that.
yeah. And the crazy thing is, like Joe still follows me on Instagram for some reason.
Invite him duck hunting. I will pay for
Yeah,
everything. I mean,
that'd be
hit
sweet.
him up in the DMs. Like, I don't like.
That,
He,
hey Joe, you wanna go duck hunting? That'd be
yeah, I
hilarious.
mean, yeah, that'd be great. I'm trying to notify my wife that my laptop is slowly dying because man, I have fought. Yeah, running your own outdoor channel, like outdoor YouTube, I will take that over dealing with OBS any day of the world because
Right.
this system sucks. I spent an hour and a half today trying to figure out why I didn't have volume on a podcast last night.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I have
Yeah.
volume. It's like I don't. It's weird. It's had a thing. I had to reset firmware in. It's the most annoying crap ever. It's
Right.
not worth it. Yeah, man. But like that's. I think it was one of like the funny things because they told me that, and I was like, "That's like the most interesting thing ever."
Yeah, it's a pretty cool fun fact about
Yeah, I
me, I
mean,
guess.
you beat it. I mean, like I'd brag probably. I mean, you don't brag about it at all, so that's the funny part. I mean, like you didn't
Yeah.
even like mention that day. Like the first time meeting me, I probably would have brought it up and like, yeah, you know, like totally beat this one guy in like football.
Yeah,
But
it's also funny because, Joe was first #1 overall pick. He won the Heisman, but I tell you, he never won Gridiron Glory Player of the Year. I tell you that right now. So
I mean,
that's another one I kind of
yeah,
hold over him. So, but yeah, he won the Heisman. Yeah, I won Player of the Year.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd probably take the Heisman. I mean, I'm
I
not
mean
gonna lie.
he won everything else. Let me have that one.
Yeah, take that one away from him. Yeah, I mean that. I think that was like that was that one, and then what we're gonna jump to eventually, and then we're just gonna bullshit a bunch
Okay.
about some stuff is the the being a the you being a singer.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I actually I'm not positive. I think my wife may have heard you play. We don't really know. It
Oh.
was a year you played at a festival.
Oh,
I was
really?
supposed to be
Yeah.
there and I wasn't there. It was the local festival over here, the Peck Fest Festival.
Peckfest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but like no man, I like found out you were a singer and I was like okay, like he's singing, like how does he sing? But man, you're legit good. Like it's
I appreciate it.
I have like a ton of questions about this because it's something
Yeah.
that like I don't get to ask like like the struggles and like the actual
Hmm.
what I mean, like I don't even know like how did you get into being a band? Like was it just a bunch of friends drunk one day or what was it?
Yeah, basically. So I met my drummer. I met my drummer. I was like, "Hey, man, do you just want to start playing together?" And he's like, "Yeah, cool, yeah, yeah." And then I was like, "Do you know a lead guitarist?" Because I knew a bass player from Oak Hill. I was like, "I got a bass player," and he's like, "Yeah, my dad plays lead." I was like, "Oh, yeah, cool. Let's try it." And then like it just set sail from there. And then once I got back from Cuba, I was deployed to Cuba in 2020. That's another thing about me. I was in the army.
Yeah, I didn't know that. See, we're finding out all
Yeah,
kinds of facts
yeah,
about you. I mean,
yeah. And then once I got back from Cuba, my bassist like moved away, so we had to find another bassist. And he's like, my sister learned played bass during COVID. I was like, okay, cool. Let's just keep doing it. And yeah, we've been playing together ever since.
yeah, man. Like I definitely like. Oh man, I'm trying not to rabbit hole in the army thing. I'm trying to hold off on that for a second because now that's like, I mean, you're
Yeah,
becoming a very interesting individual. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, like, I know starting out like it had to be like the most like, what was it like starting out? Because I mean, you got to get people to kind of like have faith in this idea that these random people have now decided that they're gonna have a band together. And I mean,
Oh yeah. I never met them in my life, and then
how
we just started forming a band.
Yeah, I mean, how long did it take till you actually like you were getting like a paid gig or something? Because I know now like you get posts all the time that you're playing
Yeah.
here and there.
Um. Yes. So we played our first show back in 2018, um, in Rio, actually, just somewhere local, and we got together and I think we practiced twice. I think it was like that was it. And they were like, "Yeah, it sounds good." I was like, "Okay, yeah, if you think it sounds good, yeah, it sounds good with me, I guess." And we played our first show, and everybody loved it. Like all of our like friends, they're like came and they're like, "Man, you guys are actually pretty good." And like I was like, "Thanks, yeah, we practiced twice." So, and then obviously after that, we practiced a little more, and then now we don't even practice. Like we don't like we like I'll text and be like, "Hey, let's play this song, key of B." They're like, "All right, cool, yeah." Next show we play it. Like it's pretty cool gig. That they can just rock out and like know what I'm playing. So
I mean
that's
that
how
okay.
that's how it is nowadays.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I took a guitar class in high school. Can't even play a single. I know about 3 notes and that's it. And I
Yeah.
can't strum a single one of them. So I mean, I had to take it for a fine arts to get out of
Right.
high school, which is the dumbest thing ever. You can be in advanced classes and gotta have a guitar to get out of there.
Right.
So you have a couple singles out.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you go about like writing those and coming up with those?
Um. So basically, I started off writing music and like trying to write my own songs, like trying to write my feelings, and it sucked.
Okay.
So like
I mean, the honesty
and,
of that was great.
yeah, yeah, and like in the recent years, like I can't just sit down and write a song. My buddy Nick can just sit down and write a song, and it's phenomenal. Like I can't, but like whenever I do write a song, it just comes to me, and then it's done. Like I wrote my single "If It Wasn't for You" in probably 45 minutes, and released it probably a couple months later. So, um, and then I also do write a lot with my buddy Nick. I'll be like, "Hey man, here's this idea. Here's the first verse. Here's the chorus. Help me finish it." And then we just finish it, and that's it. Like,
I mean,
yeah, I think I have a couple singles out, and then an EP with like 4 songs.
okay,
Um,
you're gonna have to define what an EP is.
it's like an extended play, so it's not enough for an album, but it's not. It's more than a single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That great. I kind of get that.
Yeah.
So I mean that's definitely something because I mean that was one thing, and I found I done forgot the name of the song to be honest. I know the theme behind it because we've discussed in the past, and I'm gonna hit you up right now.
Yeah.
Doing like a little music video, and I still think
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah.
revisit this idea. Summer's going right
Yeah.
now. We gotta. It's almost July. We're gonna run out of summer here. We need to. I
I
mean,
know. Which one are you talking about? Ones on the water?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Actually, hold on one second.
oh, you're good.
My phone was ringing again. People always calling.
You're an important person.
Yeah, I actually just got my boat fixed. My boat has been down, and it actually got fixed today. So we should be all good to go now.
Yeah. See,
Hopefully.
we need to
Fingers
get out.
crossed.
Yeah. I said that last time on a boat and it wasn't good to go. So hopefully yours
Yeah.
is good to go. I actually need to get mine out and run it. I haven't. Luckily, that's one benefit of having the mud motor is I don't. It's a fun fact because you've never got a ride on my boat, and
No.
I think Austin and Dustin both have, and I don't drive it like I drive it like an outboard. The only difference is I don't worry about like taking out my lure unit on a stump or a floating log or something. It's definitely very convenient, but the best convenience of it is I can just go start it in the yard and be like, man, I need to get that thing in the water. Well, let's just go start it in the yard and just let it run.
Yeah.
Like go back in the house and let it run for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's very convenient. I don't have to hook up a water hose or anything or worry about overheating one.
Yeah. Yeah, mine you got to hook up the muffs and everything.
Yeah, it's awful.
Which mine's like a ski boat.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty pumped for this because I've got some ideas, which now I have your cell phone number.
Okay.
I can shoot those over. But
That'd be sweet.
what was it like? You know, like have you been approached or like? Because I know you've done a couple festivals and stuff, and I know you guys do some like vineyard, like bar type plays and stuff now.
Right.
What is like something you've done that like was really cool, like a place you played or something? I mean, it could be something small, it could be something big, it could be something just like,
Well, I did play at Peck Fest that one year, which was pretty cool.
that place does tend to bump off for some reason when it used to have it.
Yeah, I got I got to open up for Steve Moakler, Travis Tritt, Muscadine Budline, and Chase Rice, which was pretty cool. Because that was like when I was first starting out.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna play at Peck Fest the following year, opening up for Hank Jr., but it kind of fell through. So,
Yeah.
But I mean, starting off, I did play a lot of places all over Ohio because I tried to like branch myself out there because that's what I wanted to do for like a living. And let me tell you, it's kind of hard to do it not in Nashville because
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of people who move down to Nashville, but there's a lot of people who can do it just at their house. You know, nowadays you got like TikTok, social media, stuff like that. You can just blow up like that, and I always tell everybody it only takes one song. So
I mean, it truly 100%. If you look at it, it takes one song to truly blow up. People like
yeah,
if you look at TikTok, there'll be a lot. It takes one video on there for anyone to blow up, and it changes their trajectory of their life. And I mean,
yeah, it's crazy nowadays the social media.
And like for people listening, like it's not 100,000. It's probably not even 1,000,000 views. It's like more around like now. I mean, it might have been when TikTok first started. That's what you needed. Now you got to be in the like 4 and 5 million views.
Right.
Like you got. I mean, it's got to, and I mean that's hard to get. Like I mean, you're basically.
Yeah, it's super hard.
And I mean, speaking of singers, and that's why I think you're so interesting because you're still doing this. You're still local and stuff, and I know it's hard because I know very very few people in that industry, and you being one of them.
Right.
And like I've got to meet Steve Moakler.
Yeah.
I actually, funny enough, his cousin is a rodeo guy, and he owns like a rodeo company. Yeah, so like we got to meet him like, and just like straight up chit chat with him. And a funny story on him is so Steve Moakler is like decent size singer. He's nothing major. I would call him like nothing major. Like,
right.
He's probably still going to need a day job to an extent. I would say to like of some sort or something to fill some time or something or co-write or something. But like we were at a event and they were like, man, we don't even want to play the national anthem. I was like, well, hell, I was like, Steve's sung it before. Like, just have him sing it. And he was like, no. He goes, I'll never do that again. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, didn't you do it for like Steeler Stadium? He's like, yeah. And I was terrified to death the whole entire time I did it. He goes, I will not do that. He goes, that is a career ruiner. He goes, you screw up one line of that. He goes, you're done.
Yeah,
you're
done.
He goes, I read word for word from the Jumbotron as I sang that because I was so terrified doing it. He goes, I'd rather done anything. And I was like, I never thought about that. Like, that really, like, that's one song you can't screw up.
Yeah.
Like, you can screw up a lot of stuff. You can't screw up that song. And there's been a lot of people screw them up.
I won't do it. Like, I've had a couple local like high school events like ask me if I wanted to sing it, and I said absolutely not.
No, like I mean, it's super
like no
smart.
disrespect because I love my country, I serve my country, but I won't do it.
No, let a 5-year-old do it first. I mean, it is truly. You're talking about. I mean, what everything that song stands for and stuff in this country, and there's. I mean, you screw that sucker up, I mean, like I said, that's a career ender.
Right.
And I think that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna guess like where would you like to play still? Are you still like kind of chasing that, or like you'd love to still play some places, but you realize that's probably not a full trajectory of a career, and you're still just gonna keep doing it as like maybe a little more than a hobby, but kind of a hobby, like kind of thing. I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, because that's a really good question because I've thought about it because like recently I got married. I have 2 stepkids now. And I try to treat it more as like a hobby and fun thing to do because now I have bigger aspirations than that. Because because it is fun. It's fun making music, but like I'd rather spend my days hunting, like personally, like I have a lot more fun, in the duck blind or in a tree stand or spending time with my family rather than pursuing music. I mean, like I said. It does take one song, so like if it does happen, it happens, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, like I mean, you're married now, you have 2 kids. that, I mean, walking away from that's hard. I mean, it is
Yeah.
very, very hard to just kind of, I mean, and I get it. And like, I've kind of tried to tell people this, like, you know, I've had offers with like the camera stuff and the filming and stuff. And I'm like,
Right.
I can't quit a job that pays for my family to go chase something
Something that's not, that's not certain. Yeah.
I'm passionate about it, but it's not going to, I mean, I looked at my wife the other day, and this is gonna be a funny story. So we our washer broke. So our washer is broken right now. But when we lived in the trailer, our washer there was broken, and we tried to get it fixed. It was under warranty, and we kept trying, and like they got tired of trying to fix it so much they finally gave us our money back on it and was like, "Here, go buy another one."
Right.
But we were building a house, so we moved out of the house, and I was like, "Well, let's just keep the washer." Like the problem with it was it didn't like. For some reason, it would just pull hot water all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it on cold, like I was shrinking button up $60 cinch shirts, like I was like shredding some stuff. And I thought it was my hot water tank, and there was a big night where I was ready to throw some stuff through a wall. Found out my dad won a boat in a fishing tournament. I was ready to drive to Alabama to pick it up, and I was like done for the night. I was like, I'm tired of this thing. And then like we finally figured out that it was the washer, and I was like, oh, we went through that. But like, so our new washer broke, and I don't know. I got blamed for it, of course. I mean, of course, it's my fault. I mean, I put too much laundry in. I think you should be able to shove the thing full. If the lid shuts, it should balance. I don't know why it doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know why you.
Technology should work that way.
Yeah.
But I looked at my wife. I was like, dude, we're kind of bougie. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, dude, we got another washer. Like, I mean, our one washer is broken because the old washer, I put it in our garage and I just ran cold to both sides. So it doesn't have a choice but to pull cold water.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't think this is the definition of bougie when you're using your spare washer that you use to wash like muddy clothes and dog towels in for our normal clothes. I'm like, well, you bleached it first. It's clean again. I mean, but yeah, that was my philosophy on it. And she didn't agree with me, but I was like, you know, like we're kind of at this, like we have this awesome house to live in and everything. And it's not cheap to live here.
Yeah, like I mean, people come over and be like, "Man, you got 2 washers? That's
I know. It's like so cool.
That's kind of sweet."
Yeah, you know, rich people don't even have 2 washers.
Yeah, exactly. They got 2 fridges, but not 2 washers.
I have 2. Well, yeah, I have 2 fridges. Well, yeah, the one fridge, I guess it does work. Yeah, we have a convenience fridge that it does not work. That's in our garage that I would like for someone to fix, or if it goes somewhere, it takes up a lot of room. I could put a shelf there and like store all this stuff. Yeah. Right now, the freezer, the convenience fridge is my storage system, and it's got all kinds of stuff in it, and it bugs me every time I see it. And I'm just like, it weighs a lot. It's not worth moving. Someone needs to fix it or buy it or something. But yeah, I mean that's just. I mean, like you said, like I mean, you kind of get like your family and everything on this trajectory, and you're like, man, to walk away from this for something that's uncertain that.
Right.
You kind of almost need guaranteed money. You can't even roll the dice fully on it. And that's why I tell everyone. I was like, I don't think I would like. I'm very content in the current real job I have, just because I'm like, man, it pays all my bills. It does all this. Like, it's hard to like walk away from that.
Yeah, and it's like you still do something you're passionate about. It's just not.
Yeah, it's just not
like full-time thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I still get to do photography and videography on the side, and it pays for itself now. It was a long time not paying for itself, and that kind of it kind of got where I had to take a leap, and that's when the leap of the wedding started. And luckily, the weddings are still coming until they quit coming. I guess it pays for itself. Second they quit coming, I can't buy no more camera stuff. I mean, that's kind of where it's at. I mean, you've looked at it. It is not cheap.
No.
I mean, I'm looking at well over just sitting here in 2 cameras. And I don't even want to discuss it. It's like $10,000 probably. And it bugs me that it costs that much money. With a laptop and all. And I mean, God. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's something I'm passionate about. It's paid for. I don't owe on any of this stuff. I truly love doing it. And I want to do, I'm like, that's why I want to do the music video with you, because it's something I think would be different, very interesting. Will it suck? Maybe so. I really don't know. At the end of the day, like, until it's done,
who cares?
It can't. I've seen worse. I mean, so it can't be that bad.
Exactly.
I mean, it's got to be better than an iPhone 1. I mean, we'll just say that much.
I mean, I watched your wedding stuff, so I mean, it's not gonna suck.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. They've gotten and that game's all changed, which that game's changed for the good. I feel like the way weddings are going, they're changing into more a documentary style, which I like. I hate this.
Yeah,
I like cinematic stuff, but man, it is a pain in the butt to shoot. You got to be steady. You got to get the right shot at the right moment. You only get usually one chance to get it. Like off.
Yeah, weddings, you only got one chance.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, I take a guy with me now. I think we're about to bump to 3 cameras.
Yeah,
it's rough.
Man.
Yeah, I don't even want to discuss it.
I can't imagine.
It's so much money that I don't even want to talk about it.
Right.
It costs to film one. So, yeah. So let's go back because we skipped over the whole thing. You being in the military. So, I didn't know this. This is a new fun fact I've learned about you tonight. You being I mean, you're just an interesting person with the music and the outdoor and the beating Joe Burrow thing. I mean, we got to bring that back up.
I keep myself busy for sure.
Yeah. So when did you serve in the military and like?
So it was a year right after I got out of high school. I think I went to college for a semester. I was like, screw this. This is expensive. Like, I'm not like. So I joined the Army National Guard. And then I served in the Army National Guard for 6 years. My last year, we went on deployment like my last year in. So I deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Yeah.
Okay,
and,
that's.
I spent all of 2020 in Guantanamo Bay. Yeah.
Okay. What is that like? Let's start there. Like, because I mean, when I think of Guantanamo Bay, I'm gonna think of a movie right now, and it's Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay, which is like an old movie, and they're the pot smokers.
Yes, yeah.
Like that's what I think of when I think of Guantanamo Bay. So like that's like what would you, like if you can talk about it, like what was your job and like what were y'all doing there? Just kind of on a base, just waiting.
Yeah, yes. So I actually worked in the prisons.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the job sucked. But like when I wasn't working, it was nice because it's a tropical island, and it's a Navy base, so which makes it even fancier.
Okay.
So, yeah, but they had a 9-hole golf course. They had a nice gym, athletic facility, and that's pretty much it.
That doesn't sound like a lot of.
They had like a
stuff.
Walmart.
They had a Walmart.
Yeah,
really. Like a
PX.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like that doesn't sound as fancy as you just played that in on tropical island. That sounds.
Nah. Yeah. I mean, I spent my days off working out, golfing, and I went to the beach every now and then.
So what was your how good at golf did you get?
I got pretty good at golf.
When was the last time you played? Probably then.
2 months. I went 2 months ago.
Okay.
No, actually it was last month. But last year I didn't play at all.
Well, I mean, okay. Let's go back. You work for State Farm, right?
Right.
You guys bound to have golf outings and stuff, right? I would think as a company like those charity events. Do y'all not do those? Like I don't work in an industry where we get to do those anymore.
We do, but every time my boss decides to play in a scramble, I'm doing something else. So I really don't get to participate all the time.
Yeah,
I think my boss actually went to an outing today, which it was just him.
Yeah, so we worked at when I worked at an architect engineering firm, dude. We used to go on all kinds. It was
really
funny. Yeah, oh yeah. I was horrible at golf, and for some reason they invite me because they
But
didn't. I was like, well, let's just hope this thing goes straight.
yeah.
And I got invited to play. This is the worst scramble to ever get played in.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's played in one like this before. We showed up, and it was sold to us that 4 of us were going to play in this scramble together.
Right.
When we show up, I really didn't even know the 4 guys I was going with, but I knew them at least that I rode up the road with one of them. I worked with them, so I at least knew who they were.
Right.
We get there to find out we're gonna draw cards, and we're not playing together. We're gonna play with clients. And I'm like, shit, this is not good.
Right.
And we're playing, like, luckily the course wasn't that. I mean, it was an okay course. Like, it wasn't a fan. Like, I'd played on fancier courses, a lot fancier courses. I was like, thank God this course is shitty. So hopefully I can use that as an excuse for the day. Man, it was awful. Luckily, the guys I played with just drank the whole entire time and didn't give a shit because I was like, damn, this is like going to be. I was like, I'm going to be cussing. Like, this is not going to be good. Because I'm like, these guys are expecting me to, like, maybe carry some weight here. Like, I mean, I'm a 6'2", 6'3" guy. Like, I mean, like, they see you, like, oh, you're going to drop the shit out of the ball. I was like, I'm actually going to hit it, like, as far as your pitching wedge, probably. Like, don't worry, my drive is not the drive we're using.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, like, an eventful day. I mean, but I kind of miss them because they were so much fun and so stupid.
Yeah.
Some of the people I've seen, like, a TikTok the other day on one where these guys, like, and we had it happen to us. Like, we did not win. We far from was going to win. But it was this, I forget the name of what it was, but it was like they played 2 foursomes per hole.
Yeah.
There was a keg every other hole. And, I mean, it was just a drunk fest. And, I mean, like, the guys who won, we'll say that, they won, supposedly. Like, they could hardly walk. They beat a group of, like, 16 and 17-year-old kids, which everyone there knew probably won because we assumed they didn't drink the whole entire day and probably shot a lot better than everyone else.
Right.
The one had won a car the year before in the tournament. That's why he was back.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. He had a hole-in-one on, like, a par 3 and, like, won a car out of it. So, like...
That's great.
But it was, like, so funny, like, these kids, like, and, like, everyone's booing these guys. And they're like, shut up. And I'm like, this could get interesting. A bunch of drunk, like, I think we were construction workers that we were playing with and stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, scrambles are, I see some every once in a while I want to play in one, but I'm like, I just suck too bad. Just haven't.
Yeah.
I think we're playing next week in Michigan, and I think we might be playing on, like, a PGA course.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. Yeah, that's how my 4th of July is going to go. I'm kind of hoping we're going to, like, I call it an old folks community, but and it's an older PGA course. I don't think they play, like, I think the women play there some. Maybe the seniors play at it, but it's still, like, a nice course. They were going to try to get us on the place, since none of us had ever got to play on a PGA course. And I'm like, I'm good. Like, my prime's past at playing golf. Like, I don't need to go out there after 4 years of not swinging a club and shank one into a clubhouse or somebody else.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll just play with the old people. Like, I'm fine on their course. So, So that'll be an interesting event during the 4th of July week. But yeah, man.
I'm to the point where I'm an average golfer.
I mean, that's all you need to be. Average is better than most, to be honest.
Yeah, like I don't want to get really good because I don't really care that much about it. But, like, I don't want to suck.
Like, if I can go play par golf, that's what I try to play when I play the game. Like, if I can get par on every hole.
Oh yeah.
Par or and a couple bogeys, maybe have a shot at a birdie, but miss it and get par. Yeah, I'm the happiest dude in the world.
That's perfect.
Like, if I can do that. Like, my favorite thing to do is they play this game called Snake, and I can't explain it to you. When I play with,
I haven't heard about it.
it's with her wife family. I don't know. It's about putting. It's like, it doesn't matter how many shots it takes you to get to the green. It's like who putts last on the green. So you just got to get it close and get it in. It's some dumb game that I lose at every single time, and I got to pay money. But I have a buddy who we used to play like 50 cents a hole per hole, like every hole you win. I could have him so pissed by the first hole, by the first 9 been done. He'd hand me like $20 and just be like, "Shut up for the day." I was like, "Dude, this is perfect." It's
That's
definitely.
funny.
Oh, he was a way better golfer than me. I could just get in his head pretty easy and just have fun, live there for the day. Yeah. So getting a little bit back on track of everything, because we had to go down a rabbit hole of you being at Guantanamo Bay.
Right.
That's. Okay, we're going back there. So, how bad was it working in the prison there? Like, I mean, I assume it had to be horrible.
It was pretty nerve-wracking. But I mean, it wasn't as bad, but it was pretty nerve wracking.
I mean, I assume like I know guys who work in like Columbus and prisons and stuff around the Columbus area and stuff.
Which those guys down there, they've been there for 15 to 18 years, so they had pretty much run around what goes in and day out there. So
yeah,
yeah.
I mean that's yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thing you've done, but I would not want to.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
So, had you met your current wife when you went there, or did you meet
No,
her?
no,
Okay.
no. I was.
Hopefully, you didn't meet
I
her
was
while you were there, because that'd make this story even interesting. That we're just missing something.
no. Yeah, I met my wife when I came back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So, jumping back over the duck hunting. So you've gotten your first dog here.
I did,
last year
yeah.
or something.
It's a work in progress.
Dude, they're always a work in progress. Actually, I don't even know where mine are. I have 3 of them, and it'll be a work in progress every single day. I'm gonna go ahead and like give a guy a shout out here. I did a podcast last night with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm gonna screw up his name. Recoil Outdoors is the page.
Okay.
It's a dog vest company. I actually like he's theoretically possibly could be living up here soon.
Right.
Somewhat soon. He works for Nucor in Louisiana.
Gotcha.
But he runs
okay.
like he owns that company. Like he invented it. Like it's been patent pending, dude. It's a pretty cool looking vest.
Really?
I think he's gonna be coming up here, or he might be sending me one to show some guys up here. I'll have to get it over and like show it to you, man.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's definitely like I have a brand, Tangle Free, that like I guess not dedicated 100% to, but like we have a agreement through another company,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I like their vests and all, but like some of the stuff that like are wrong with their vest, like the cone neck and stuff he talks about, and like his vest it fixes that how it fits on and adjusts. So I'm kind of like impressed to see it. Like he's gonna be sending me one up.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna be very interesting to see it because I mean, especially coming from, I mean, it was in 2 different magazines. It was in Delta Waterfowl as like a write up in there, and it was a write up in another magazine. Maybe I don't want to say Field and something.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Like, but I think it's interesting because I've found this out. The competition around here is getting intense already with new waterfowlers because he's already got buddies that have already moved here from Louisiana.
Oh,
so,
really? My dad was mentioning the other day. He was like, man, we started duck hunting. Everybody's doing it now.
It's well, I mean, it's not that everyone's doing it. It's that you find out more and more people that are doing it, and I think it has popped off a lot more. Everybody wants to blame the Duck Dynasty like surge.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think that was it. I think COVID not having anything to do. I think social media made it more popular because I'm not gonna lie. Usually when a duck hunting like TikTok pops off, it's usually either fighting, boat racing, or like a beautiful scene of ducks.
Yeah.
Which all 3 of those you don't get in the state. So if you want that, you got to go south. But
right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely popping off and getting popular.
Yeah, I think we're actually going to try to take a trip to Kansas in December.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. If you want to go,
I'm going to Arkansas in December. I actually need to talk to all you Ohio boys, which I got on to Austin a while back. Because I was like, man, like there's a place we looked at renting down there, and it sleeps like 14 or 15 people. And I was like, man, I can point some guys in the right direction. Like, hey, go check out this area. Like down there, like it's a different type of work, man. You've got to put in some work to find them. I mean, because they're going to be everywhere, but you got to find an area they're willing to kind of work and get away from people. Mm-hmm. And the rules, like I'm still learning them. I went down there for 3 days last year, and I learned rules that would have helped me so much after I got back here about scouting and how you're allowed to scout and stuff.
Yeah, I heard it's different down south.
Yeah, because I mean, you can only hunt until, I'm gonna screw this up, 12 or 1, like turkey hunt here. But you can scout the rest of the day, but you have to empty the boat of basically shells, decoys, calls. You can just have yourself and waders. Yeah, you can't have anything else in your boat other than yourself, waders. You could have a dog with you, I guess. I assume they're not going to raid.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like I did not know that. I thought you had to be permanently away from those areas. So it
Right.
made our scouting like a lot more difficult. We were kind of confused because we would see
Mm-hmm.
boats in the water and we were like a little confused why they were in the water when they were. Well, that was because they were scouting because we didn't realize that we could be scouting at that time. So that was something we kind of learned.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's not really written in the rules to tell you that you can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very. My buddy figured it out that goes down there and stuff, and they had a pretty successful trip because they scouted those extra times.
Right.
Um,
I heard it gets pretty brutal down there, like with the locals. Like
uh,
people don't like out of staters.
they don't, but you can get away
Yeah.
from them. And
Oh, okay, gotcha.
you can get away from them. And here's the thing: I go December because, like you said, our best hunting here is the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So to me, it's hard to leave here and go hunt. Like, yes, it's really good down there, but I would argue you guys, and we had a couple days where it was just as good here. So what was the point of going all the way there? Like, I mean, we could stay here, go home, and that time of year down there, like you're fighting hundreds of people. Like there's one boat ramp. Could you imagine rolling into a boat ramp and there being 60 other boats putting in?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like we get like me and my dad. My dad gets more mad. He's like, "Gosh, someone beat us here." Just I was like, "Dad, it's one boat." He said, "They're probably in my spot."
I mean, that's the thing. Like it's literally. Oh, I'm the same way though. Like it's one boat, and you're like, "Oh, it's so mad," but I'm learning to branch out and go find those other spots because there's plenty of room.
Right. Yeah.
Plenty of room. I mean, and I'm also learning to drive a little farther away from home and go check some farther up areas that there's less people in. But I think there's just as many guys. It's just
that's something on our to-do list this year is find the spots nobody's going, like, or barely goes.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, like, I love killing mallards. Mallards is a lot of fun. But I killed a lot of unique ducks last year.
Yeah.
I killed like bluebill, a snow goose. I killed a snow goose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, green wing teal. That green wing teal is beautiful.
Oh yeah, I actually got lucky and shot 2 green wings last year. It was my first ever time. I think maybe my second time ever hunting, and it was my third. I can think of 2 other hunts I seen green wings on. But yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely it's just different, man. But you haven't been in on like a big honker hunt yet.
Right.
We got to get you in on like I'm trying to get Austin and them. I need to like get back on them. You know, September's not far away.
Yeah, everybody says like geese is a lot of fun, like, but like I think I need to experience that, like a big honker hunt. That'd be sweet.
A 20 like shooting 20 plus honkers in a hunt can get
that'd be
much fun.
That'd be crazy.
Because they're like that early season. Oh, they're so stupid. Everybody will say it everywhere because the young are flying around and they're just dumb. They want to talk and they're dumb.
Right.
And that was one thing when we were in Canada, not in Canada, in Arkansas. I didn't have a juice call with me, and I had 5 Canadians fly over us, and I was like, shit. I took my juice call off, and they're like, "Wow, you think he like the guy?" I was like, "Man, I would have tried him." I'm like, "They're at 80 yards." He's like, they weren't getting no closer." I'm like, "Dude, with the Canadian call, they were getting closer." I was like, "They were talking way too much." They could have made I was like, I don't know if they landed, but they would have definitely flew right down the center of the hole to find out what's going on. Yeah, it's something I want to. We need to get you involved in, which I want to get a Ohio big field honker hunt in.
That'd be sweet.
And then we got to get on Austin, our mutual friend of Austin, who needs to do something.
Yeah, Austin, he don't know what he's doing.
He doesn't. I'll tell him.
He won't do nothing.
He won't. See, now I have your friend over. I can actually talk to you, and I don't have to go through him. He'll get mad at me about hunting. I'm like, dude, you were going with someone else. Like, why were you even texting?
Yeah.
It's so funny. But no. So I think we've covered a bunch. Because we went down a rabbit hole.
I'm gonna take a picture and send it to Austin.
Yeah, send a picture of the Austin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Tell him.
He'll be like, "What are you doing?"
But he'll text me instantly. But so the dog, going back to that, what training like kind of like are you like how are you like how's the training going? Because I know it's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not easy. I try to work with her. I mean, 15, 20 minutes a day.
Yeah, that's perfect. That honestly, if you can get 10 minutes a day, you can get so much done.
Yeah, it's a lot of repetition. Which she does good. She loves the water. Like we went swimming the day at my mom's, and she just kept jumping in.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, she loves the water. Basic, typical lab. Um, Speaking of my dog, this picture right here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
I forgot about that
yeah, I
picture.
yeah I took that picture on her first duck hunt. Like she hasn't even retrieved a duck yet, and I sent it in for this competition through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, and it won. So, um, which that picture it's going to be featured in the upcoming. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year, but it's going to be in one of the hunting pamphlets
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
Ohio. Yeah, which I thought was pretty sweet. Like I took that on my phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. I
like
got there with
and
a
like the whole time
$5,000
like we were
camera,
sitting
and you.
there, I took probably 50 pictures of her. And my dad's like, "Why do you keep taking pictures of that dog?" And like when I tell you I'm obsessed with my dog, I'm obsessed with my dog.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
it's a
like my
passion.
wife gets mad because she sleeps right between us.
Mine won't let mine sleep in the bed no more after we had like our first, well, after we got the new house. She quit.
Oh yeah, yeah,
She kind of kicked
yeah.
her out.
She always tells me you need to get that dog a bed. I'm like, why? She looks so comfy.
So so my it's funny because now she won't even jump up on the bed. But like
Oh yeah.
I've had the little pup I have now. Well, she's not little. She'll be a year in August.
Mm-hmm.
I've had her jump in the bed once or twice on me, and it's mainly to get her up to go to the bathroom. And I'm just not wanted to wake up. She's tried to get me up 2 or 3 times. So I just finally was like, "What do you want, dog?"
Right.
But our yellow one that my parents have right now, which she's a great dog. Just she just wasn't going to cut it as a duck dog, so she kind of
Yeah.
took a trip to live there, in which she gets to have a better life than what she had here. I mean,
Right.
she's got a lot more freedom than my dogs have with us working all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
she used to like we would leave the house, and we finally figured it out one day because like my wife stayed home or something, and like she would jump on our bed and sleep on our bed all day, and we just didn't know
Oh
it.
yeah.
Like she was like she would just wait for everyone to leave and sneak in our bedroom and get in the bed. And she did it one day and lay down beside my wife. And my wife goes, "What are you doing?" And she said she just looked over, and the dog just looks at her like, "Oh, you're here."
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy the personalities that you find in them while you're training
Oh
them and
yeah.
stuff.
It's so funny.
But I mean, if I could give you like one thing that like could help, like a training
Mm-hmm.
person that I followed and it has worked, and I know it's worked for a bunch of guys. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
is the Freddie King guy, and I mean, you like I think you can find like a complete full like training thing on YouTube for free.
Right.
I'm subscribed to his website, which it's $60 a year, which is not bad, but
No, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah.
no, he's pretty cool too though, because they give away different shotguns, calls. I think they're giving
Hmm.
away a dummy launcher, like a 4 dummy launcher this month in the group. And I
Right.
mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of members. I'll never win that, but I mean, it's really cool that he actually like, takes that money and kind of gives back to like the group that's following him and stuff.
Yeah. That's neat. Yeah, because I mean I've been trying to work with her at least 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. Um, I mean sometimes I just get busy. Like today, I had football practice 6 to 8:30.
Yeah.
So like I didn't get to do it today.
Okay, so let's jump to football real quick. As being
Mm-hmm.
a high school coach,
Yeah.
how have the kids? Are you seeing a change back towards? Because like I know there for a while, like I coached for a little while, and then like I got out of it because of work. Have you seen kids start transforming back to kind of the kids like because you kind of graduated a little bit after me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, have you seen them kind of transform back to like kind of those kids that like you went to school with? Because I mean, like there for a while, it seemed like a lot of the kids kind of. I mean, it seemed like everywhere there's just this entitledness around high school sports of every single
Right.
person, and I mean, maybe like y'all have a culture it's not there, and that's great if it
Mm-hmm.
is because
Right.
I wish there were more schools that could get that culture going. I mean, and I think it's going to be a hard fix because I watch people try to fix it, and it's just because I mean, someone pointed this out to me one time. They're like, "You hang out with a lot of coaches." I think
Mm-hmm.
of like my circle, and most of these are hunters too. To make it worse, I have like a 9 to 10 person circle, and most of them are all
Right.
duck hunters that are like coaches from basketball to baseball.
Right.
And I mean, a lot of them played college football, played college baseball, played college basketball. So it's really weird. It's really cool to kind of get all their input on like the stage that the kids are in, and you kind of like it seems like they're starting to hit this turn where these kids are willing to put in some work and stuff, and not.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at it, and my fear is that like with NIL now in college. And you hear the rumors of the kids in California that get paid and Texas that get paid already in high school. How soon will that trickle its way all the way down to like the big schools, across the state? I mean, it's probably already in some of them, to be honest.
Oh yeah. It's probably already in. What is it over there? AAA.
Well, no, we're 4A now. We now have a 4A class for some reason in our tiny state. We bumped the 4.
Ohio's different. It goes Division 1 through 7. Division 1 being the biggest.
Yeah. Okay. So what's South Guy? Out of curiosity.
We're 7.
Okay, because I was gonna wonder what mine.
Yeah. There's 70 boys in the entire school.
Oh gosh, I mean that's almost like that's it's tiny school.
But I mean we have 35 on the football roster, so it ain't bad.
No, I mean that's honestly like okay, so you have 35 on your roster. I think I drive by a couple high schools and I don't see that many on them over here practicing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean 4 or 5 years ago, South Guy won 3 games in like 5 seasons or something like that.
Yeah.
So they weren't very good. But we've been trying to change the culture, like you said. And a lot of the kids have built into the program and put into it, put a lot of passion into it. So they're starting to turn it around. And we always try to teach like hard work. Like you're not going to get anywhere without hard work. Which last year we went 7-4, lost in the first round of playoffs. And this year we're looking to be a pretty good football team. We graduated 1 offensive starter last year. So, we're going to be a pretty good football team for Division 7 in our region, and we should make a pretty good run in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah,
hopefully, knock on wood.
Yeah, that's definitely like, that's kind of the trend that like my old high school's in right now. They're in a trend where they're having a rough go, and it's politics around the game too. I'll say that plays a big thing in it. You see it with like, because now there's like tons of. I'll say this. I did not realize like when I coached, I got paid. I was a volunteer and I got paid by the boosters. I never made over. I think the highest I got paid one year was $600 something, like $650 or something, and they covered like the cost of like all my coaching courses I had to take to get in there to coach. Is what they did. The next year I got like $200. The next year I got nothing, and it was kind of some politics stuff that was going on within the team, and that was kind of my last year at coaching because some stuff that was going down internally with the team that like I didn't agree with. That you can't backstab a coach when you're there, so you kind of got to ride or die or leave completely. Well, I wasn't going to go to another school. I had a full-time job. I had to volunteer. And it's hard to step into a position somewhere and as like a volunteer and like have like a role that you're not going to be like, God, it's useless for me to be here.
Right.
I'm a nobody. Like I want my input, like not trying to think that I know what the hell I'm talking about, but like I wanted my input to matter. But then like with the group of people I have now and I'm around, like I have learned what paid coaches get like on their bonuses from, we'll just say from the outside sources, because I don't know.
Right.
I just heard their dollar values. It is quite. It's still not enough money that you're not going to have another job, but it is decent enough money that I was like, huh. I might have went to another school. Like I'd have probably like put up with some bullshit to maybe have a chance to be an actually paid assistant if that was what the bonus was going to be coming.
Right.
Like you see it in like the big schools, and there's probably the big schools over there, like as you get up towards Columbus and stuff, that they're getting that extra money and stuff because the county's only going to pay you so much.
Oh yeah, someone like Division 7 school. They ain't gonna get nothing.
No,
but like Division 1 schools. I think the number 4 quarterback in the nation goes to Bell Fountain, which is up above Dayton.
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee you there's something. There, he's getting paid for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's getting paid. The whole entire school's getting paid for him to be there. I mean,
Oh yeah.
there's a coach on TikTok. It's kind of fun to follow. It's like follow the life of a Texas high school coach or something. And like, there's a couple different ones on there. And he broke down his pay one time, and I think his pay is like $70,000 with his teacher, all his camps,
Yeah.
his coaching stipends for coaching 2 sports and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like you should. And I felt like that was a little light. But then also was like, how much involvement are you in these camps? Like, how much are you like truly doing something?
Yeah, those Texas schools are like sweet.
Oh yeah, they're. Well, I mean, honestly, let's be honest. You get out of, I'd say you get maybe to like your class 1, 2, and 3 schools. Like, I mean, they build athletics into their athletes' day. Like they have an athletic period where they go practice football or lift or do whatever for football or do whatever for basketball or something. Like, it's crazy that they build that into their day.
Right.
I gotta talk to
because like Texas and Florida and California is like the big ones. I feel like if you live in those 3 states and you play football, like it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's definitely. Man, I played with kids in college from Texas and Florida. I don't know if we had anybody from California. We had some Carolina kids, but man, like those kids, like they were used to a standard of getting shit that like I didn't even know existed.
Right.
Like I was like, oh, like we can demand for that stuff. I thought this was just. And I mean, we played at a shitty college school, so like they probably took pay cuts on all to come play there. I mean, I mean, it was just like it's very interesting because like I mean, I kind of seen it as soon as I like kind of got back. Like I said, that culture changing, and now I see it switching back. With I like that I see there's more and more youth camps out there now. It seems like.
Yeah.
I know you guys have one coming up. I actually sent it to my nephew, which. I was hoping he could come, but he's got the fair, and my mother don't think I can get him out of it. He has a mandatory meeting. I'm like, this is for like school. Can we spin it as it's for school? Like it's because I was gonna bring him over, and I was like, I'll take him. Like I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But I'm still working on that. We'll see if I can make that work.
Yeah. There you
go. See if I can get him exempt.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's definitely. I mean. It's definitely changing, and I think it'll get interesting over the next few years and everything on how it all plays out, especially your area and my area with the growth that you're going to see and people moving here and stuff. I mean, I think I don't know how much your school get affected and my local school get affected by it, but I think there will be some in between there that gets a pretty big boost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to gain a lot of people.
I mean, you're talking 3 to 4 plants that are going in West Virginia. Right. I mean, it's gonna affect a lot of things, which hopefully also means there's a lot more events for you to play music at.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I mean, that's. Have you ever played a wedding? I'm sorry, I just rabbit holed into this. Have you ever played?
I've actually played. So one of my Army buddies, he asked me to play his first dance song.
Oh, that.
And it wasn't just the first dance song; it was one of mine that I wrote.
That's cool. That probably took a little pressure off.
It was pretty cool. Like it was something. It was like it meant a lot to me, but like it was also a lot of pressure because like that's a special moment of your day. So like it was pretty cool.
Speaking of someone who's like filmed a handful of weddings now,
yeah,
you want to talk about people getting pissed? DJs that screw shit up, which I mean, I've worked with some amazing DJs that like people don't take advantage of, and I've worked with some DJs that probably needed fired 10 minutes into their job, and someone with an iPhone needed to take over.
Right.
So it's kind of like you have both those worlds, and I've seen them mess up first dance songs because they were supposed to do stuff, and I mean, you don't screw with like that time for a bride, man. You want to talk about making somebody mad?
Heck no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's jump over to the last thing before we jump off here because I've rattled a bunch on you. So
I don't even know how long we've been going. Like,
it's like an hour. Well, roughly an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem that long, does it?
No, it really doesn't. Like I don't even know what time it is.
No, I mean, like, don't like you put me on over certain people, dude. I can go down rabbit holes and we can spend
Yeah.
hours. And if their brain works like mine, it's bad because it's rabbit
Right.
from rabbit to rabbit. So you've started filming a little bit and doing some outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we'll say like a newish passion kind of little thing. You're kind of chasing here.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up watching tons of hunting. Like I just didn't think I would ever get into it myself because honestly, I had no idea what I was doing. Like I taught myself videography the past couple of years, and I just watch videos, and then I just learned it myself.
Yeah, I mean that's the best way to learn. To be
Yeah.
honest, like, I mean,
And like people will be talking about video stuff, and like I'll be like, yeah, like I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've done that. I've done that to multiple people, and they do
Yeah.
they do the whole yeah, and then they're like, I get done, they're like, I have no idea what you said.
Like I'm trying to learn like aperture and stuff like big words like that. Like I'm trying.
It's honestly, and I've learned the best from a group of guys.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to them. Like they're the Copeland Creative's like the actual production company, but then they run like a subset of that called Redneck Tech, and
Right.
they're just average guys like us.
Yeah.
And they just like the one like he has a very interesting story. If you go way back when I had like the old podcast before we went to the video and all the sponsors and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
before we took the hiatus away from this because I had to buy internet so I could actually like do a podcast without it dropping in the middle of it.
Yeah.
They kind of his journey, and he talks about it's Copeland Creative, and it's Caleb Copeland. To get into the outdoor industry is crazy. I want to get him back on here and do another podcast with him, have him retell the story. Short term, he faked a entry into a contest under his brother's name, wins the contest, gets invited to come film this thing. They have to admit what the situation was. They still give him the spot to come film. He ends up filming.
Right.
It was like he ends up filming with like Jeff Foxworthy and all these like kind of like
Really?
very like people in the outdoor industry, and he learns a ton, gets a job, works for a while, and he's like went off and started his own company now, and they work for everybody knows who the Crush is, Lee and Tiff.
Right.
So they produce their show. They've produced for Red Arrow, Kip Campbell before. They've and it's crazy because like I watch them like lose a show, and they're like, and I'm like, man, like it sucks you lost that show, and they're like, dude, we just can't handle it. We have so much stuff. There's, I think there's 4 of them now. The one guy who works for them actually is from Ohio. I forget what part of Ohio. I'm wanting to say like towards Dayton.
Yeah.
I want to say he's out that way. But yeah, it's crazy that like they just started this like kind of company, and he's like assembled this team of guys who just like enjoy it, and that's like the coolest thing about it. Like none of them are like professionally fully trained, but like at this point they are. Like at this point, I'd put them against a lot of people.
Right.
And they do a class, and I think their class would be one class I'd go take, and it's just because of like how it's structured and who it like, because they're self-taught guys, so they've learned like 90% of this on their own. Like they've learned a little bit from people and been taught, but like I mean a lot of it they've learned, and I mean it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be a really neat class to take, just for the learning aspect.
Yeah.
But the channel I enjoy watching, you've probably heard of them, Seek One.
Fun fact, real quick, they're now producing Seek One.
Really?
Yeah, these guys. So they started. Have you seen the episode where they went and did Trapper Mike?
Yes.
So this is from their podcast. They didn't film that one.
Yeah.
2 of the camera guys were like, hell no, we're not going to go film snakes. They were like, nah. Luckily they were busy. And the one guy who was willing to go film snakes, they couldn't find a sub for him to go film like their Crush or something.
Gotcha.
So that was like their start with them, and they didn't get to go film it. They had to like sub out, like, and that's an industry, part of the industry that's like crazy is the freelance guys that are like, you see a lot of these TikTok guys that are like amazing. Dude, they're freelance guys, and they are insane. Like they're better than the old school guys. No offense to them, but like, those guys are those nerdy kids have like crushed it way better than I ever will. Like I'll get like a decent reel out every once in a while. I'm like, I'm pretty proud of this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, man, some of them they just, and a lot of it's like it's that post production ability. Like I can't run like my editing software as well as some of these kids come. And I think that's a part of training
Right.
that everyone is super hard to learn. I mean, it's just
Yeah. I mean, I do Adobe Premiere Pro, and I mean, I try to teach myself new things on it all the time, and it's hard.
I haven't made that jump to Adobe, and Caleb has been all over me. And a bunch of people are like, "Hey, you need to like move over." And I'm like, "Man, like I paid for Final Cut. Like
Yeah.
it works. It gets the job done." And I kind of use Final Cut in probably a way that like I'm using it as kind of a waste of time. Like it's not a waste of time. It's a lot more work to use it the way I'm using it when I could just go use Adobe and it work functionally better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
might eventually
We
switch.
we went and filmed the episode last Friday. It was me, my dad, my stepson, and then Austin and his son. We went frog gigging.
Okay, I'm interested on
So,
this.
yeah. So I've been working on piecing that together this week, and hopefully it's out there on YouTube Friday. Hopefully.
I'll tell you a video that like everyone needs to go watch of yours, and it's the turkey hunt one
With my stepson.
yes, yeah, man, dude, I freaking love that.
Yeah.
I love the excitement from both of you.
It's funny because people are like, I don't know who was more excited, you or Justin. I'm like, I was pretty pumped up. Like,
I mean, you probably, to be honest, I mean, like it was probably you, but it was just because like I think like not that he wasn't excited, it's just you realize so much in that. There's so much that, like that you're like you see the enjoyment, so it just makes you that much more enjoyment because you're like, dude, he's hooked on this. Like he's gonna want to do this again.
Oh yeah, he was pumped. Like we've been talking about deer season already. He's excited to deer hunt, and I mean, he loved turkeys. Like turkeys is personally one of my favorites. But yeah, he's hooked for sure.
Yeah, man. I will have to say, yeah, I don't deer hunt anymore. Like, I mean, my extent of deer hunting is shooting does for meat.
Right.
I don't have the land to manage to even like come close. We used to try to film it, and I think it burned me out on filming hunting for the longest time, and that's why I quit doing it. Because I took a couple paid jobs, and I hated it. I hated it so bad. I honestly didn't. And here, and this is the truth. Like, you have to kind of somewhat. And guys who like film professionally would say this, like, man, like if the camp sucks, like, man, it just makes that week so much horrible when you're there. And that's kind of why I won't go take another filming job like that. I mean, it'd be I would take a waterfowl one with certain people. And if it's so certain that it would probably have to be buddies I know in the industry, you have to be like involved in it, or I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
because like
Austin Phillips definitely has to be there.
No, he doesn't. Have to. No, but like
I don't think he ever did text me back. He's probably sleeping.
Probably, but yeah, it's definitely like I mean, I've got some friends in Arkansas that like I would film with them. I'd film like some stuff for them, and I've got some stuff I'm working on for some companies and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, it's more friendship stuff. So it's like, I'm just glad to do it because I'm glad they're great guys. I'm glad to hang out with them. Like if I get a couple shares out of it, a couple follows, like it's worth it for me.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely, oh man, yeah. And like, and to be honest, like it's like that right there. So you filming with him, that's how like I started. My dad filming with me, and it's so those moments. I'll never forget those moments.
Oh yeah, and it's something he can look back and watch.
Yeah, and I mean, it's luckily for him, it's a lot more. It's a lot more easy to documentary now than when I was a kid.
Right.
Now they're on like. I really need to take the time to figure out how to get the video off of those tapes.
Yeah.
Because it's on like the old, really tiny like video camera tapes, and I don't even know.
Yeah.
I think
there's got to be a way.
There's got to be a way. I mean, it's like old school stuff like that. I mean,
right.
I don't even know. I think the camera's in like my parents' closet or something. And since then, I've went through so many cameras. We won't even talk about the cameras I went through, but because of him. So I'm gonna blame my dad. He
Yeah.
complained one time because I was buying cameras, but it's all his fault.
Yeah.
But man, we've kind of been going here for like an hour and something, and I'll let you get to bed and relax for the evening.
Yeah.
Once again,
I'm gonna
man,
go
thank you for doing
relax.
this. We definitely need to do this again.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah, man, we'll have to do one. We need to get together and film some stuff.
Oh yeah, I need to learn some stuff.
I don't. We'll see. We'll see if I can teach you something. I don't know if I can or not. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
dude, sounds good. And then we'll duck hunt
we got to duck
for
hunt
sure.
sometime together.
For sure.
I definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have my Ohio license. My Ohio license is bought. I turkey hunted in Ohio this year.
Oh yeah, perfect then.
Yeah, I've already got my stamp and everything. I don't even know when the dates are.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to go. Yeah, man, we'll definitely do some stuff. But before you hop out of here, just give a quick shout out for all your stuff, like your band, your
All right,
YouTube
yeah.
and stuff, just so we can make sure people can know where to find your music and everything.
Yes. So if you look under iTunes, Apple Music, stuff like that, it's under my name, Wade Jarrell. Facebook, I'm the Wade Jarrell Band. Um, we do a lot of shows, and then my hunting group is Jarrell Outdoor Ventures. So that's on YouTube and Facebook. So we're pretty active on there.
Yeah, man, you guys put out some pretty interesting stuff, man. I'm telling you, people need to go watch the turkey hunt. If you have a kid,
Yeah, go watch.
if you have a son,
hunt, yeah.
like it's definitely. I mean, I can't wait to film my son. I mean, it's some of the. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just something like, dude, I just love turkey hunting. It's just, it's just something special.
Yeah, turkeys is fun.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm gonna let you hop off here and have a good evening.
All right, man. I appreciate you. And,
yeah, man.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, man. Thank you again. I'll let you later, man.
Hey, see you.
Well, everyone, that was Wade Jarrell, the man from Ohio. He's an interesting cat. I find him so interesting just because of, he can literally say he beat Joe Barrow one time. He can actually say he beat him in two things. Granted, Joe did win the Heisman. He was a first-round draft pick, my first pick overall. So maybe he does win those titles. But, I mean, he's such a down-level guy, and he's so quiet. Like, it's hard to get stuff out of him. But, man, he's kind of like a – I don't know how to put it. But he's definitely a person that, people need to follow and stuff, and especially his music. His music was – I mean, we hunted this hunt and we finished it, and it caught me off guard. They're like, yeah, he's a singer. And I'm like, dude, he hardly talked. I expected a singer to be chatty chat, but I mean, he was just quiet as could be. But I don't know, man. So just remember, go follow him. Wade Jarrell's band, Jarrell Outdoor Adventures on YouTube and Facebook for his outdoor stuff. And we'll catch y'all next time. We're going to probably be a few weeks, so after the holidays and stuff. So we'll see you soon, man. Peace out.